What is smoking, Canna family? It is your host, Dustin, with two buds in a jar. And today we're going to do a little stoner story time. So get ready. This is the time a crackhead tried to break into my apartment. And yes, that is right, a crackhead. You heard right. Them people that walk around with their eyes as big as golf balls, lost his fucking life. Those are what I'm talking about. So it was around, I would say, roughly about like 6:30 in the evening. Right, I'm sitting there in my apartment. I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, donate some edibles, got real comfortable on the couch, and I'm just chilling on the couch. So anyway, so anyway, I'm sitting there on the couch and I decide to go back to my bedroom, take a nap. What do you do sometimes when you eat too many edibles and you smoke too much? You want to take a nap. So I go and I take my nap and I wake up and all of a sudden I hear jingling, like metal jingling, like jingle, jingle, jingle. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? So I go and I look at my front door. I see my front door handle twist. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody's trying to get into my apartment. So, what do I do naturally? I look out my eye hole. I look out my eye hole and I don't see a damn person. I look to the right. I look to the left. Nobody's there, but my doorknob keeps twisting. I'm looking down and I'm like 6'1", so I can't, I have a good view on this eye hole in this door and I can't see nobody. So something tells me something's weird. So I go to the back bedroom because I got a bunch of things back in my bedroom that can handle things like that. And one of them was made by the Glock company. So I go back to my door with said object and I finally see through my door there's a woman. Well, my first, instinct is, hey, this woman could be knocking on my door and there could be men in this hallway to the right or to the left that I cannot see. So I'm like, what do you want? And, it's really inaudible, her whole speech, this entire situation, right? So her speech is inaudible. She's like, let me in. I was like, you don't live here. So no, you can't just come in my house, lady. And she's like, I forgot my pipe. I was like, there's no pipes here, especially the ones you're looking for. I was like, there's only weed pipes in this house. Get the fuck out of here. So she keeps knocking on the door. She's like, come on, let me in. I left my pipe there. I was like, trust me, lady, you probably have your crack pipe with you. I wouldn't doubt it. I was like, your pipe and your shit is not in my house. So I don't know what the hell you were talking about. So she keeps twisting my doorknob and twisting my doorknob. And she's smoking cigarettes outside of the apartment door. I can smell it. It smells like a straight ass ashtray. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I do vape, but I do not smoke cigarettes. So I can smell that shit plain as day just seeping into my door. Seeping into my door. She's still banging on my door. And, I sit there for a minute. I'm like, what the hell do I do? I was like, I can go out there and remove her myself, but, that's against the law. So I was like, I'll just call the damn cops. I was like, I hate doing that. I'm not one of those people. So I get a hold of I can't dox myself where I was at the time, but I get a hold of that area. And this is why I moved, guys. This is just one of the incidents. Trust me, there's going to be many more stories coming. So I get a hold of the police and I'm like, hey, there's this lady out here. She's obviously under the influence because I cannot understand a damn thing she's saying. And I smoke a lot of weed today. Sometimes my speech will get slurred, but god damn, I couldn't understand a damn thing coming out of her mouth half the time. But so I told the cops that, and I'm like, yo, she's been twisting my doorknob trying to get in. I'm telling her she don't live here. I don't know who the hell she is, where the hell she even came from. I just woke up at nap around 9:30 at night. I still remember this, and this was months ago, but it was 9:30 at night. So they're like, all right, I'll send officers out to deal with it, like they do. So I'm sitting there banging on my door, and all of a sudden I hear these heavy boot steps and radios, and I'm like, oh shit, the police are here. So they get her out. She starts bawling, throwing a fit. I live here, blah, blah, blah. Cop comes, knocks on the door. And he's like, "Does she live here?" I'm like, "No, I have no idea who the hell she is. That's what I called you, tried to tell you. This drugged out lady that's drunk and shit. It's on my door." She ended up being under the influence of methamphetamines and drunk off her ass, the officer told me. So they went ahead and took her to jail. Well, she pulled up in her car, and her car stayed out in the parking lot until, like, I think about 4 or 5 months roughly. She finally came and picked it up. But they ended up charging her with not only like drunk in public and under the influence, in public, basically, like, I think it was public intox, but they also charged her with attempted burglary because she twisted my doorknob even though my door was locked and tried to make entrance, I guess. So it was a crazy situation. And keep in mind, guys, this is just within like the first couple weeks of moving to this apartment that I was just recently at, guys. And this was only the first situation, and it was wild. I've never in my life, I've lived in many places where I'm from and many apartment complexes. I've even lived in some what people would consider, I guess, ghetto bad areas before, or high crime rate, whatever you want to call them. But nothing was this bad, and that was just the beginning of stuff to come. Trust me, there was a lot more. But I thought I would tell you guys the story of the time a crackhead tried to break into my apartment. It was wild. Never had something like that in my life. Now, you walk down the city of the old town I used to just moved from, and that's all you see. There's tweakers and crackheads. They're like cockroaches going in and out of the alleys. They're everywhere, asking people for change, asking people for cigarettes. It's just wild. So I had to get out of there, Canna family. Let me know if you like stoner story time, and trust and believe my life has been wild. I got plenty more for you guys. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And as always, I'm your host, Dustin, with two buds in a jar and burning out. Peace.